डी.P ਦੇ ਸੰਸਦ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਹੀਦਰ ਪੀਸੀ ਫਰਸਨ ਅਤੇ ਬਲੇਕ ਡੇਸ ਜਾਰਲਾਈਸਿਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਹਿੱਲ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪੋਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਲਈ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਆਲੋਚਕ ਪੋਸਟ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਸਟਾਫ ਤੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸਹਾਇਤਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਯੋਜਨਾ ਬਾਰੇ ਚਰਚਾ ਕੀਤੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਟੀਚਰਸ ਦੀ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਡਾ ਆਸਟਿਨ ਸਮਿਥ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਏ।
As many of you will know, at one time, the federal government was an equal partner in funding with the provinces in providing support for higher education. But over the last 2 decades, much has changed. Federal transfers for post-secondary education are down 40%, less per student than they were 25 years ago. And over that same time, we have seen provincial funding declining as well. Alberta is a prime example. In Alberta, in the past 3 years, provincial governments have slashed post-secondary education funding. 1,500 faculty and staff have been laid off, and tuition fees have been raised by nearly $400 million. But it's not just Alberta. This is a problem that is affecting students, staff, and professors across Canada. Post-secondary institutions in this country are struggling. Last year, Laurentian University had to file for creditor protection, and this means that there are higher costs for students, higher costs for post-secondary institutions, and unfair labor practices for faculty and staff. Universities and colleges are increasingly resorting to precarious forms of employment, putting thousands of workers at risk and putting them into insecure, temporary, casual, or contracted out positions. What Bill 260 does is it allows for the federal government to once again be a player in post-secondary education. It ties strings to the funding that we give to the province, and that includes things like limiting federal funding to non-profit institutions, preventing outside entities, including donors, from exercising undue influence over research, curriculum, and employment decisions, limiting the use of short-term contracts and casual labor, and ensuring reasonable access to academically capable students, regardless of their ability to pay. Post-secondary education is the key to our economy. It is the key to going forward in the 21st century, and this bill is a critical first step to restoring the federal role in post-secondary education. Today, everyone, I was extremely proud to table Bill C-260. It is the Canadian Post-Secondary Education Act. To give you a very brief explanation of that act, it is a piece of framework legislation that creates a separate post-secondary financial transfer to the provinces. This is an important first step in increasing funding for post-secondary education and ensuring that qualifying criteria are met by provinces in order to receive the federal funding.